Most of the time these treadmills just hang closed and they're just in the way. But today I'm going to show you why you should take one of these and turn it into a giant sander. And at the end of the video, I'm going to show you some things that really surprised me about what these can do. It's more than just a head resurfacer. Stick around. So my name's David. I've had my shop for 17 years. We specialize in Chrysler, Jeep, and Dodge engines. We've done over 4,000 motors. This machine has been very, very helpful. The good news is you can find treadmills everywhere. Craigslist, Facebook, sometimes Curb Alert, estate sales, garage sales. They're in abundance. They're just collecting dust. They're glorified clothes hangers. So you can find them. And it's not incredibly difficult to transform treadmill into a giant sander. So I even have some plans available if you want to get real technical with it. So I've been using mine for 13 years. I estimate I've done over 1,000 cylinder heads on it. There's companies that make custom belts, any width, length, and grit. And even though there's different treadmills out there you're going to find, universally they all have rollers, they have a platform, a motor, a variable speed motor, which is really handy. On mine, I ended up putting a different motor on there, but a variable speed motor is fine as long as it's got enough power and torque. But these are very versatile. I'm getting ready to show you some things you can do with this thing that are really helpful and why you should have one in your shop or at your home. This also can be a moneymaker. Fun project. So this has some great applications in mechanic shops, cabinet shops, woodworking shops, fab shops, even machine shops. If you think about it, you can use this even if they've got a fly cutter mill or some other type of mill. You can use this for exhaust manifolds, which is really helpful and really fast. Plus an idea, I don't know if this would work for machine shops, but you could do your initial cuts on this, and if you want to do your finished cut on your fly cutter, you could do that. Maybe that would save time. I don't know. You guys can chime in on that and tell me what you think. But a couple of really interesting things about this. This has been accurate, and I just recently had it tested at a machine shop where I took a head and I resurfaced it on this, and then I had it checked, and they put a Dicom fluid on there, and they ran it through their fly cutter mill. And it was between 2.5 to 3 thousandths. Which was a great result. And that was with this glass being over 2 years old. So it can definitely be refined. I do plan on doing that. I think I can get that to an even tighter tolerance. A couple things about this real quick, some common questions I want to answer. This is granite. This provides the basic base for it. Granite in itself is pretty flat. If you go to a place to buy some granite, maybe bring a straight edge or something else that will give you an idea about how flat it is. I put 1/4 inch glass on top of that. I use that if I need to shim in between. It's really helpful. Plus the glass takes the brunt of any surface damage that would be caused by the back of the belt. And since the glass is pretty cheap, usually about 40 bucks, you can just replace that, every once in a while. It's been over 2 years. I think it's been almost 3 years since I've replaced this glass. So I need to go ahead and replace that. The belts I get from a company called Merca. They do custom width, custom length, and custom grit. For aluminum, I would recommend at least 80 grit. Now I have a 60 grit that I break in with a bunch of exhaust manifolds. That's how I do it. A belt for me, depending on how much you use it, lasts for a couple of years, which is really nice. If you're doing cast iron head, something like that, maybe 60 would work. My other treadmill sander that I have 40 grit for the exhaust manifolds to make a faster cut, and that saves a lot of time. Here's a couple of really cool things that you can do with one of these, and there's not a whole lot of applications for this, but you can actually shim under here and you can create a convex on a head. which is pretty cool. If you have problems with the head, you know, blowing towards the middle or something, you can create a 1 or 2 thousandths convex so that it actually has this. There's not a lot of uses for that, but it's handy to know that you can manipulate what you need to. Another cool thing you can do with these is you can cut the frame, and if you want to make it longer, you can make it longer. If you want to make it shorter and more compact, you can make it shorter and compact. Then you just, you know, weld it back together and then order the granite the size you need, and then order the belt the size you need. And that's awesome. Another application, which I haven't done personally, but I probably will here in the future, is to do a vertical application where I just have it kind of on a wall, so to speak. It might not be, you know, 100% up and down. I might have it at a slight angle, but it would be more out of the way if you have a smaller shop. Also, I think if you do it just right, you may be able to do some blocks on here too. Now, I've done some aluminum blocks on here because they're not that heavy, but I've never done a cast iron block on here. I've never tried it. I don't know how that would go. You'd have to be brave to do that. But those are a couple of really interesting things about this machine. A lot of you have asked for plans, and I do have those available now. You can click the link down below, and they're $27. So the plans go into a lot greater detail, like calibrating, leveling, selecting the treadmill, things that I've learned the hard way, different tips and tricks. Plus, I'm going to set up a private community group so that you can show the progress of your own build or what you've done, modifications you've made. I'm super excited about that part because I geek out on this kind of stuff. If you haven't seen some of the fun things we've done with the treadmill, I'm going to show you a quick clip. As you can see, it's not just for cylinder heads. At the end of the video, I'm going to show you a more practical uses for this outside of cylinder heads as well. So this can be a money maker as well. Sharpening tools, doing heads for people, exhaust manifolds, if you're in woodworking. So it can be a money maker. All that from a machine that's just collecting dust in people's houses, or machines that people just put out on the curb and say, come get this. What a great discovery, honestly. Here's the discovery that I made for springtime. All right, I'm gonna show you how to get ready for spring with the sander I made from a treadmill. Let's get started. Okay, we're gonna start off by sharpening the lawnmower blade with the mower on here. Watch this. No, just kidding. Here's how we're gonna do it. Well, this is how we can do our mower. We'll just sharpen our blade with it. Maybe you need to sharpen your hoe. I mean, you don't necessarily need a sharp hoe, but it's better than a dull hoe, so why not? And how about a hatchet or an axe? And don't forget these boogers. Maybe you need your edger to be edgier. Maybe this one's not edgy enough. Let's make it edgier. So detailed plans are $27. Click the link down below and join the community. This is Dave with Hemi Garage Hacks. We'll see you on the next one.